Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Let's Talk Epic. My name is Diato Chokre. This is the first, still the only celebrity talk show of Nagaland. Alright, guys. Today's guest is a brilliant mind, a fine gentleman, and considered one of the most celebrated doctors of our state. He is the State Nodal Officer of Integrated Diseases Surveillance Program, IDSP, the one, the only, our celebrity doctor, Dr. Nyan Kikon. Hi, hello sir. How are you and how's your family? How's everything?
Oh, I'm very fine. You've been very generous with your introduction.
Thank you.
Here I stand and I am representing all the frontline workers who are giving all their effort, all their mind and soul towards the effort of fighting for COVID-19 virus. And I'm happy to be in your show.
Thanks.
And it's a privilege for me also.
Thank you.
To interact with your platform so that it also reaches out to the people who are also really following your platform.
Thanks, man.
Yes.
We really appreciate you having here. Thank you for being here. It's an honor. So, sir, in the last few couple of months, coronavirus has become such a household name. What makes coronavirus so different from other diseases or viruses?
Well, basically, coronavirus is this is a new strain of coronavirus.
Right.
There has been previous strains of coronavirus,
Yes.
but this is a new strain of coronavirus, and in that line, we have no medicine to treat that. Neither do we have vaccines. So this is a challenge for not only our country and our state, but it's a worldwide challenge. And so that is the plain fact at the moment. No?
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, people who get infected, they're getting recovered.
Exactly.
So people who are recovered from the infection, I mean, are they immune to the virus now, or are there chances of a reinfection?
Yes. That's a very pertinent question which you have raised, and I would like to also address this through your platform, that we have to know that this is a virus. Coronavirus is a virus, and also it is like any other flu-like illnesses. So like any other flu-like illnesses, it has its own limiting time period. Its disease is self-limiting. So when we talk about the recovery rate of the persons in our state and also in the country and all over the world, since it's a self-limiting disease, and people who do not have comorbid conditions like diabetes, hypertension, or those people who are under immunosuppressant drugs, especially if they have a transplant, or those people who are in the high-risk groups. So most of the people in Nagaland, from what we have known from our statistics, is that they are 97% of them are below the age of 35. So this particular group of people, we can come to a point that their immunity level is strong. And since it's also a self-limiting disease, and most of these people, they do not have comorbid conditions with them. So the recovery is happening based on the premise that it's a self-limiting disease, self-limiting infection.
Self-limiting infection.
Yeah. Same like cough and cold or flu. If you take medicine, you will get cured in 7 days. If you don't take medicine, you'll get cured in 1 week. You got my point, no?
I got it.
1 week, 7 days, same. Right? 1 week is 7 days, 7 days is 1 week. So if you take medicine for 1 week, you will get cured. If you don't take medicine, you will get cured in 7 days.
Right.
So it's a self-limiting disease. And in Nagaland, in our state particularly, it has affected mainly the young age group. And this young age group have, we believe that they have strong immunity, and also since it's a self-limiting disease, it takes its own course of action.
Right. So I mean, like, no, I want to clear my own doubts, and there's lots of misinformation, misconceptions, conflicting opinions on this coronavirus thing now. Now everybody's becoming an expert due to social media.
Yeah, of course.
So, no, the thing I want to know is, are we safe to receive packages from Amazon, or no, we can't go out for shoppings these days due to the lockdown, so we do online things. Are we safe to receive packages from Amazon or online shoppings from China or the US? Are we safe to go and grab those packages? Or, so I mean, like, does coronavirus leave or spread on these packages coming from outside the country?
This is one question which has been also been floated around in all the social media platforms. So here studies have also been conducted. That's number one. Number two is that we are also in the stage of understanding this particular COVID-19 as we are getting to know more and more about this particular COVID-19, because it has been only 6 months. But as far as studies have shown, and as also the studies and the directions and the findings of the World Health Organization and also the Indian Council of Medical Research and also the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare Government of India, there is no risk of receiving packages.
Okay, thank heavens.
Of receiving packages if you order online through Amazon or Alibaba, or I will not try to encourage any, I mean, I will not say that this company or that company, you know, because
of course.
I'm not here to promote one particular brand or one particular company, but whatever
any kind of online brands,
any kind of online that one orders and you receive, risk is not there.
That's great. So, no, the other day I was out for my essential commodities, my grocery shoppings, and I was like, I went to a store and I'm like stuck in the real dilemma. I mean, there's hordes of people inside the store, right?
Exactly.
It's jam-packed.
Exactly.
So, with all the regulations and the protocols coming in, we have to maintain our social distance.
Exactly.
So I was like, what really is social distancing? So from a doctor's point of view, I mean, people are not really maintaining social distances as far as grocery shoppings are concerned. So I was like, do I go inside the store or I go back to my car and I go back home? So I'm stuck in the real dilemma. I want to ask you, what really is social distancing? I mean, it's really basic for you.
Okay.
But for everyone to be on the same page, what really is social distancing?
Yes. So, Deto, you have raised a very good question. Here we have to be responsible. Responsibility lies not only with the government, but it also lies with all the individuals concerned.
Right, the citizens.
Yeah, the citizens, like how you have put it. And no matter whatever protocols or standard operating procedures that the government we issue, it is also the responsibility of the public that they should also take it very seriously.
Right.
Now that COVID-19 has come to Nagaland and we are all aware of it. So it is more, it has become more important, and the responsibility of each and every person how to maintain social distancing. Now social distancing, we all know that it is not airborne transmission.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm not having COVID.
No problem.
Yes. But then again, since it's not air, the transmission is not through airborne, but it's through droplets.
Right.
Droplets, and also one of the main factors is we have to maintain distancing so that we are not in close contact, neither that we are exposed to the droplets which may come out when we speak to one another. So it is very important for us to wear masks and also to maintain social distancing. Social distancing in the sense of there is still not much of clarity in how much of distance we should maintain, but 1 meter is as per one school of thought. The other school of thought is that 2 meters.
Right.
So that is 3 feet and 6 feet. So in order to maintain abundance of caution, it's better to take maximum precaution in the sense of 6 feet would be optimal. So like how you have said,
Right.
the public should also take the responsibility upon themselves.
Of course.
Because the government can do as much as we can. We can also advise the people. But if people do not follow what we ask them to do, we request them to do, we are not trying to enforce it, but we are requesting them.
Right.
So it is the responsibility of the public also
Right.
to also take measures so that this particular COVID-19 does not spread.
Because, sir, it's like the law enforcement are like, there's just one single car coming down the road,
Okay.
and they're stopping the car, interrogating them.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm in my car alone with the windows up and the AC's on, I'm fine. But and I feel like I'm really maintaining social distancing alone in my car,
Okay.
right? And with the loads of people, dozens of people packed inside a grocery store, so that's the real dilemma. I think not just me, but people are stuck in. So that's what we really want to ask you.
Yeah.
I mean, with the coronavirus thing, the COVID-19 creating such a huge pandemic, do we have the resources to take care of most of the people in our state? From your department point of view.
This is just my opinion. My opinion is that the government is doing its best with whatever resources that we have. We are not saying that we have the best resources that is available to us, but whatever resources that we have, all agencies of the government, and also including the civil societies, and also various agencies, right up to the village level, everyone has also come into it, and we are fighting this COVID-19 as Team Nagaland.
Right.
So everyone is involved, not only the government, but outside of the government also. People are coming forward with their best intentions, and they are trying to help the government, and the government in turn is also trying to help the other people.
Right.
These civil societies and the other agencies. Because I believe that we have come to a stage where everyone has taken upon themselves that this is going to affect our community, our society, our family, each and every one of us. So we have to take all the measures, and we have to fight together along with the government,
Of course.
and also involving all agencies of non-governmental agencies, right up to the village level and right up to the individual level.
Right.
You know?
Right. So, I mean, thank heavens, the COVID-19 cases in our state here in Nagaland, people are getting recovered. But at the same time, the cases are rising.
Exactly.
So, I mean, are we prepared? I mean, the state, the government, like you just mentioned. But if your answer is yes, we are prepared, then how prepared are we?
That's a very tricky question. No, they thought. Like, yet to be very frank with you, that's a very tricky question, but no one is prepared. No one in the world is 100% prepared.
Right.
But with the with the available resources that we have, we are adequately prepared. But at the same time, we are also taking into consideration, and the government is also taking a very informed, measured decision depending on the events which are happening in Nagaland and also in our neighboring states. So informed and measured decisions are being considered, and as and when and if such a situation do arise, then I am sure that the government will rise up to the occasion.
Okay.
I hope I don't sound very diplomatic here, but I'm trying to be as frank as possible.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
we feel you. We understand.
We also don't want to hide anything from the public. We want to be very sure, and we also want to come out very openly.
Right. Thanks for being open.
Yeah. And say that, okay.
We appreciate the transparency.
Yes, some things may not be too right or right. Some things may not be as per the expectations of the people, but we are also trying to correct ourselves.
Right.
We are in the learning process.
Right.
And we are also trying to reach up to the expectations of the people. Not only the expectations of the people, but we are also trying to also learn more from our own lessons, and also trying to scale up our response in sense of getting the infrastructure in the hospitals. We have also opened up a lot of COVID care centers, which we didn't have before.
Right.
So in that term, we are also going through a learning process, and I would request to your audience that in whatever way we can, we are also trying to give our best.
Thank you.
All the frontline workers are also really working to their maximum.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank you also for also giving me this opportunity, so that I can also inform and also apprise the public that this is what we are doing also. And please be kind to us also.
Right.
That we are also trying,
of course,
our best.
Of course.
Some mistakes are there.
Of course.
It happens.
Right.
We are all
being human. Yeah.
We are all human.
Of course.
Some mistakes and some. I'll just say that some mistakes have happened.
Yeah.
We duly apologize for that, but also do consider us in your good faith that we are also humans and we are not robots. No?
Right.
I mean,
of course,
we also will make mistakes,
of
and
course.
we are also trying to our best and level best to also correct ourselves. That is, I really plead to your audience.
Right.
And would like to put it straight.
Right. Really out there.
Yeah. Out there.
Of course. Yeah. So, doctor, I consider myself, I love to stay healthy, I love to look good. I'm such a fitness freak. So for all my fellow fitness enthusiasts out there, is it, now that we have active cases here in our state, is it safe for us to go jogging in the morning or at night, or are we safe to go to the gym to work out, for that matter?
Okay. Here I'll just expand my answer related to your fitness question. It is fine to go out jogging. It is fine to also keep yourself healthy through exercise.
Of course.
Because this is one way of boosting one's immunity.
Right.
And when we have the immunity of that particular person, then we can really fight COVID-19.
Right.
So there are certain points where we have to note where Yeah, Deto has really raised a very important question, and I would like to also share this to your viewers that we have to boost our immunity. And one thing how to do, to boost our immunity is, number one is diet. We need to have good diet. Good diet in the sense that it should have a lot of protein, rich diet.
Of course.
Of course, for us in Nagaland, a lot of us consume meat. So meat, eggs, and all that is fine.
Right.
Those who are vegetarians, who are citizens of Nagaland, many of them are also vegetarians.
Right.
But they are citizens of Nagaland. So for them, even we have lot of vegetables and pulses like dal, rajma, legumes. No, all that are also rich in proteins. Number one is diet. Number two is exercise. Okay.
So I'm on the right track.
Yes.
I'm working out. I eat healthy. I work out.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to keep yourself. Do exercise.
Right. I'm following all your protocols.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And also number three is also you have to have a good positive mental attitude.
Right.
That will also boost your immunity because one has to be also in a relaxed state of mind.
Right. So can you please elaborate on that on a positive note?
Because on that positive front, I will say that I'm not also apart from the rest of all of us. I'm also scared. I've also gone through that stage of being worried. I'm scared of myself. I'm also worried about my family, my near and dear ones. No? But
people are getting depressed in this lockdown.
Depression, lockdown.
You can't go out, lock into your house.
Lockdown, we have never faced such a situation.
Yes.
Even my grandfather has not faced a lockdown.
Of course.
I'm sure it must be the same for you. And must be the same for the rest of the people also. We have been hearing about the Spanish flu which happened in 1920.
Right.
But then 1920 is a long time back.
Right.
Now we are in a global village where one person can reach from US to Nagaland in 2 days' time.
Right.
So we are so well connected. In the same way, since we are so well connected, one particular disease in the US can come to Nagaland in 2 days' time. That is also one aspect of it, no? So coming back again to how we have to
stay fit and have a positive mindset.
To have a positive mindset.
Yeah, I want to learn more on that.
Yeah, so one has to, of course, it is difficult. It's very easy for me to say, but it's very tough. Yeah, it's not easy to really practice it. No? So one has to also go for, how should I put it is that one shoe does not fit everyone. One size does not fit everyone. So everyone will have their own way of having the relaxing, how to relax the mind.
One size does not fit all.
Yes, some may go for religion. That is also fine. That is perfectly okay. It depends on that person. One may go for exercise, meditation, no? Right. So all these things are there. So whatever fits that particular person, please do that. Right. If it relaxes your mind, if it also negates all the negative things that is in your mind, so one size does not fit all. Right. But whatever is relevant for you, please do that so that you have your mind is relaxed and you are not so worried and so tensed up, because that also decreases the immunity. The mindset also reduces the immunity. So if you have a positive mindset, then your immunity level also will go up, because your mind is very strong. It controls the whole body. Yes. No. Okay. So it's let's not look at health in compartmental things. Sure. If your mind is fine,
Right.
then your body also would be fine.
Right.
That's number 3.
Right.
Number 4 is also, we are also talking about immunity, where you have said about if you have exercise and all that, it boosts your immunity. So number 4 point about how to boost your immunity is also to have proper sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
How many hours do you recommend, doctor, for a normal individual?
6 to 8 hours is the normal, that's the time.
6 to 8.
6 to 8 hours.
All right.
But then this it should not be randomized. One should also have discipline. Right? So, if you sleep for 2 hours in the morning, then you sleep 1 hour in the daytime, then you sleep 4 hours.
Right. My director here, Meadow, he's a nocturnal. He hardly sleeps, so
Yes.
good for you, mate.
Yeah.
And he'll be asking you 2 questions back to back.
Fine.
Right, so... but you just finish
Yes.
it.
So it's like we should also maintain some self-discipline.
Right. You need to listen well, my friend.
Yes. 6 to 8 hours.
Right.
But I speak on behalf of all the frontline workers.
Right.
We are not getting enough sleep because we are also trying our best to work in the present circumstances.
Of course.
So many of I would say that most of the frontline workers are deprived of their sleep. But in spite of all that, they are trying to give the best.
Right.
No?
Right.
Then number 5 is also, see, I have just pointed out 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
The fourth.
Yes, sir.
The fourth one was the sleep one. Then number 5, the fifth one is also those people who have comorbid conditions.
Okay.
Like those who have diabetes, those who have hypertension, and those who have chronic illnesses. They should continue to take their regular drugs, the medications that they have.
That's a good point.
They should continue to have their regular medications and also follow doctors' advices.
Of course.
No?
Right.
And one thing which I would also like to share in your platform is that please do not self-medicate.
Right.
We have heard about hydroxychloroquine, no? And paracetamol and things like that.
Right.
But please do not self-medicate. Always consult your healthcare workers, consult your doctors before taking any medication.
That's a good point out there.
So 5 points I've mentioned about the extension of your question with regard to how to increase the immunity of a person.
Right. So in this pandemic, in this lockdown, we have talked about staying fit, healthy, both physically, mentally, spiritually, or whatever. I mean, in this lockdown, how can people not panic during these unprecedented times? How can the citizens not panic? I mean, from a doctor's point of view.
From my perspective, this is
Because people are really going crazy.
Yes.
I mean, when is the lockdown going to end?
yes.
So,
This is just my perspective.
Of course.
But I would like to lay it out on the table that this coronavirus, COVID-19, it hit us in a way where there was a lot of, in the initial period, there was a lot of apprehensions. Because basically it was in the infectious nature of this particular disease. Because it's very infectious, number one. Number two is there is no medication.
right.
Number three is that the spread, it's to do with the numbers. No? So when we have huge number of people getting infected, percentage of morbidity or mortality. When we first came to know about this coronavirus, we were informed in the month of January. So it's a new virus.
Right.
Since it's a new virus, there is no medication for that. Number one, it can't be cured.
Right.
As of now, people are really working hard to find a cure for this in terms of medication. Then number two is because it's very infectious. So it infects a lot of people. So the number of infectious people are huge. But when we look at the mortality, mortality may be just 1 to 3%. But when we look at the huge number of people who are infected, then that 1 to 3% will be a huge number. So I would just like to make it slightly simpler in the sense like a common cold or flu.
Okay.
Common cold or flu also, the mortality rate is around 1 to 2%. But since common flu and common cold, people have developed herd immunity and there are also some vaccines to it. So if supposing, just to get back to SARS.
Right.
So this is SARS-CoV-2. Now to go back to SARS, the number of people infected with SARS was very less. Mortality rate was higher.
Okay.
But since if 10,000 people are getting infected, even if the mortality rate is 5%, 10,000, 5%, how much will it be? No? So like that.
Right.
But here, when we talk about this COVID-19, we have lakhs, millions of people who are getting infected. Now, out of this million people, if we even count 2 to 3% of people with the mortality rate, the number is huge. You got my point?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a bit hard for me to follow, but I'm trying my best to catch up.
Yeah, let me try to make it easier.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah. Say COVID-19. 100 people getting infected.
Right.
So let's say 2% of the people mortality rate.
Okay.
So that means 2 people will die or may die. But then say like SARS-2 SARS-1, SARS, no? Or even influenza.
Right. Okay.
10 people got infected.
Right.
1% is, how much of that 10? It's less than, it would be 0.1.
Okay.
Okay, let me extend it further on. 1,000 people infected with COVID-19. Mortality rate percentage maybe 2 to 3. So that means in 1,000, 3% will be how much? 30 people.
Right.
So that is the infectious.
I can't do the math that fast.
Yeah. No.
I'll leave the calculations to the doctor himself.
So what I'm trying to say is that COVID-19 has infected 1,000 people and 3% mortality. So that comes around 30 people. Now, influenza or the common cold. It is, since there is already vaccination, herd immunity is there, 100 people are getting infected. So 1% mortality rate is there. So from 100, it will be just 1% would die. But the infectious rate, how many people are getting infected? No? COVID-19, for India, we have crossed 5 lakhs.
Right.
So 5 lakhs, 3%, you just imagine.
Okay.
The numbers.
Okay.
We are just talking in the totality of the numbers.
Okay. I mean, that's personally a bit hard for me to understand, but I'm sure the viewers, my fans, are getting it. And I mean, with this rises in the active cases, I mean, the positive cases, the people are kept in quarantine centers.
Yes.
But sir, we want to know something about the community transmission. So can you please elaborate a bit on the community transmission?
So basically, I would like to, as of now, as of 28th, I think the time now is 1 p.m. As of 1 p.m., 28th of June,
Right.
I would firmly say that there is no community transmission.
Okay.
It's local transmission.
Right.
Because we know that from where the particular virus has come. Firstly, it came from all the returnees who had come from all the parts of the country. Then those people who were infected, there are some people, our frontline workers, have also been infected, but we know that they were in close contact with those people who had come from outside.
Right.
So they are the primary contacts. Primary contacts or the high-risk contacts. So these frontline workers and some of the people in Nagaland who had no travel history, they didn't go outside, no travel history,
Yes, sir.
but they had contact with those people who had come back and those positive people. So they also unfortunately got infected. So this is a local transmission.
Right.
Local transmission in the sense is because we know that where is the source of the infection.
Okay.
Community transmission is when we do not know the source of the infection.
Okay.
No?
Right, got it.
Yeah. Where we can't pinpoint out
Right.
where the source of the infection came from.
Okay.
That is community transmission. So at this present moment in Nagaland, we are at the level of local transmission. So I would like to appeal to the people through your platform that we are in the level of local transmission and all the agencies of the government are working tirelessly to limit itself to local transmission.
Right.
What happens after 28th of June, as of 1:05 p.m., that I cannot say.
Right.
But as of now, it's local transmission.
As of now, it's just pure local transmission. So, the next couple of questions, my director, Nado, you have some questions? Go for it, buddy.
Please.
Yeah, sure. So, okay, sir. So, I've got a couple of questions. If it appears to be as difficult as producing a vaccine for HIV, what is the most probable scenario for producing a vaccine for COVID-19?
Okay, here there are many research organizations all over the world. They are working tirelessly to come up with a vaccine.
Okay.
And
So far, none, right?
so far none.
Okay.
It is not an easy process. Vaccines development is not an easy process.
Okay.
It has to go through rigorous trials, clinical trials, and experimentations. So at this moment we have no vaccine, but rest assured that they are the best minds working in the world, scientists. They are working towards finding a vaccine. So hopefully,
yeah.
we are also very hopeful that vaccine will come.
I mean, it's better to stay optimistic, right? I mean, hope for the best that there will be a vaccine available soon in the market.
Going back to your question again, where we have to also how to boost our immunity. Let's have a positive attitude, and let's be optimistic, like you said. I'm just you're taking your word. Let's be optimistic that there will be a vaccine. Let us be hopeful that there will be a vaccine, and let us have that proper, not proper, I'm not saying proper, but let us have this positive mindset that we will have a vaccine, and let us have a right attitude that we will have a vaccine soon.
Of course. And about, you have another question for the
Yeah,
post lockdown, I think.
Regarding the post-lockdown, so basically we know that we are still living with influenza, we are still living with the other viruses and other diseases. So post-lockdown, we never know whether there is going to be the COVID-19 existing in the community or in the world. So can we ever go back to a normal life or schools or offices post the lockdown?
Okay.
I mean, how will life be
Yeah.
post this lockdown thing?
Let me just gather myself.
Right.
Since your platform is very informal, I just
Right.
let me gather myself.
Sure.
Okay. COVID-19 is not going to leave us. COVID-19 would be with us.
We have to learn to live with it.
We have to learn. Yes, we have to learn to live with it. Whether vaccine is there, whether medication is there, once it is there with us, it will be here. COVID-19 is not going to disappear.
Is it going to be something like a HIV/AIDS kind of a situation that it's not going away? It's here, but if you stay healthy, or you can't compare this to that.
I can't compare COVID-19 with HIV or the other diseases like TB or malaria or anything else.
Right.
But COVID-19 will be here with us.
Right.
Now that it is here, whether vaccine is there, medication is there, COVID-19 will be there. Our response will be in relation to the presence of COVID-19. We'll always maintain, we will always maintain our readiness, and our response will be there. Post-lockdown.
Post-lockdown, I mean life after lockdown.
But I feel that this is a new normal now.
So social distancing has to continue
Social distancing
in the near future.
Yes, social distancing have to continue, and also frequent hand washing with soap and water.
Right.
Using sanitizers, maintaining
Of course.
respiratory etiquettes, and also trying to boost your immunity through various means, like how we have talked. So all these measures, it's a new normal.
Right.
No? So
We have to look forward to a new normal now.
yes. But at the same time, as how you have also mentioned, we have to be optimistic that a cure will come, vaccine will come, things may change.
Right.
But then, till such time, this is the new normal. And yeah, Meadow, I couldn't get your other question, no?
You mean post-lockdown or?
Yeah, post-lockdown and
No, basically just what you kind of
Can we ever go back to a normal life?
the schools, the offices.
Offices and work.
schools, offices, work.
We really want to know that from a doctor's perspective.
Yeah, we can't be in this state of situation
Right.
where normal things are not functioning. One has to accept it and one has to move forward. But we have to keep in mind that these are the precautions that we should take.
Right.
So the precautionary measures have not changed. Social distancing, washing hands,
Right.
respiratory etiquettes,
Of course.
don't touch your eyes, nose and mouth. No, these are the certain behavioral changes that we have to adopt.
Right.
Till such time we have cure for COVID-19 and vaccine for COVID-19. But normal life will have to take place.
Right.
We'll have to go on.
And with or without the COVID-19, it's good that we stay hygienic,
Yes.
maintain good personal hygiene, hand washes.
And
Those are necessary etiquettes.
And thank you, Edeto, for giving me this opportunity in your platform. Washing hands, respiratory etiquettes is nothing new.
Right.
This was there from a time immemorial.
Of course.
We have to wash our hands.
Of course.
As soon as you go back to home or you go, You come back, you touch something, you wash your hands frequently, things like that. It's and plus not to cough in front of the other people.
Right.
I mean,
just basic stuff.
basic stuff.
Right.
You have to
It's
use
just social etiquette
Yes.
and common sense.
Right.
social etiquette,
Common sense.
which is nothing new.
Right.
But COVID-19 has just made it, made those things which were known to us, which we did not follow,
Right.
or which we did not really look into that matter seriously. Those have just come into light,
Right.
which is
Of course.
which has been there in the public health sphere since time immemorial.
Right.
No?
Right.
So
Right. We need to have not just civic sense, but common sense as well. Huh?
Yeah.
Our people.
So this is nothing new.
Right, right.
We have to follow that.
Of course. Of course. So.
So it's not just for washing hands will not only prevent you from COVID-19, it will prevent you from so many diarrheal diseases, so many other infections.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Exactly.
So it's not just COVID-19, it is protecting yourself from so many other diseases too.
Speaking of hand hygienes and hand sanitizers, I mean, handshakes are banned now. Don't shake hands. So we want to know, is handshakes a thing of the past? Can we ever handshake again? Ever? Or what do you say? What's up with that?
At this particular moment, don't shake hands.
Okay.
But if you use sanitizers, wash your hands, you can shake hands. But of course, this is off the record, but yeah. But at this particular moment, better not to shake hands, because we do not know if the other person, his hands are clean or not. No?
Right, right.
So it's better to say hi or have other forms of
Right.
greeting each other. I mean, we need not shake hands to make it so formalized that we are greeting. You know? See, Meadow is there, so I can just say hi. You know?
Right.
So that will be
Or a
fine.
proper fist bump will do without the handshake.
Fist bump,
Because we have lost the handshakes, now we're into fist bumping now.
fist bump.
So-
Also, chances of transmission is also there.
Really?
Yes, it is. It is also there, though the percentage is lower, but it is also there.
Okay.
So better not to have so much of physical contact when we do not know the other person.
Drop all context now.
Yes. You know?
Alright.
So fist bumps, fine, it's very cool. I also like to do fist bumps and
Of course.
chest
Right.
hugs,
Right. Chest bumps.
chest bumps,
Right.
and all sorts of other ways of,
course,
you
of
know,
course.
hugs and
That is so cool of you.
hugs and kisses and things
Right.
like that. But I think it is also pertinent and practical at our situation now to express our love and affection in a different way. That doesn't mean that we do not love or have feelings for
Right,
that person,
exactly,
but
exactly.
to be on the side of abundant caution, let us, at least at this moment, we can also do away with some of our habits and some of our way of doing things.
Right, right.
I mean, it may not be permanent. One day we will come back to normal. But at this particular moment,
For now.
it is prudent for us to be exercising maximum caution.
Right. So for now we have to lose the handshakings, the handshakes.
Handshaking,
For now.
fist bumping, kissing, cheeks and all these things, hugging. Let us avoid that for now. That doesn't mean that we are not, we don't have the love and affection for that person, but just to be on the side of caution.
Sir, we really appreciate your time, giving us your time, coming onto our show. We really appreciate your time. We thank you so much. And I'm going to ask you my last question now. I mean, they say living in fear is a life half lived. And our talk show, Let's Talk Epic, is simply about motivation and positivity. So from a doctor's point of view, any glimmer of hope, silver lining maybe on the way?
As a doctor, and I speak for all the frontline workers, we are very optimistic we are very much, what should I say, motivated, and in every minute of our life at this particular time, we try to keep ourselves really motivated. And unless we are motivated and we have this positive attitude,
Right.
by the grace of God, we are still in this. So many months have passed by, but all of our frontline workers, they are giving their best with full motivation, and I mean the strength that the frontline workers are getting. I do not know from where they are,
Right.
the source of their strength is, but every one of us,
Because it's been a long time coming.
yeah, it's been a long time. We have
Right.
had our difficulties, but we are still very much motivated, and I would like to thank you also to give us this platform so that we can also share our views in a very open manner with no restrictions.
Right.
And so I would really like to thank you also, because we want to also share our side of the
Thank
story.
you.
There are so many stories which we also want to share,
Right.
which sometimes in many platforms only one side of the story is being shared. But we have to look at it like it's like a coin. One side is
Yeah.
the other side. The other side is also, I mean,
There's always two sides of a
two
coin.
sides of the story. No.
Yeah, right.
So you have given me a good platform to also share the other side of the story. But maybe if we have time, and if you all want to have more interactions, we can bring in some more people,
Right.
where
They would love this.
they have worked in the
We
field.
can do that.
No.
In the coming days, we can do that.
So that the other side of the story is also made public to the viewers, so that they also know in what condition the healthcare workers are. Not only the healthcare workers, I would say the frontline workers.
Right.
Everyone is a frontline worker. And the frontline worker is basically, the public is the frontline worker. We are the secondary line of workers. If the public takes care and takes the responsibility upon themselves, then such transmission will not take place.
Right.
We are only here once they are infected. We are here to take care of them. But how not to transmit it? It is the responsibility of the public also.
Of course.
So it is your responsibility, our responsibility, and a collective responsibility.
I want to shake your hand, I want to hug you, but I respect your protocols.
Yeah.
We can't do that, but thank you so much, Doctor, for coming on to our show. That was Dr. Nyan for you guys, and I want to give a shout out to all the frontline workers, all the health workers, all the doctors and nurses across the world. Thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate your sacrifices and your services. And until next time, encourage one another. Peace out.